honestly, I think I would have gotten into the chaos regardless.
So you think you were destined to get into chaos with or without being on Baywatch, without being this childhood actor? Yeah. You think that you were just destined for chaos?
Yeah, because at 1 year old, I had stuck, whether it was bobby pins or tweezers or butter knives, I had stuck something metal in every single outlet in our apartment. I shocked myself at every outlet. There was this strange curiosity to see if it would do it again.
Well, good evening.
Good to see you, bro.
Nice to see you. Thanks, Jeremy. So you have a nice bright orange hat.
Mm-hmm. Might go hunting later. We'll see.
So energy.
Yep.
Your inner.
What do you want it to be?
Inner goals.
I like that.
Okay.
Do you think you could achieve your outer goals without first being able to achieve inner goals?
Probably not.
Right? If you can't conquer or commune with the inside, do you think you could conquer or commune with the outside?
What about what about inner goodness?
Yeah. You think you could get enough good outside of you to really feel good inside of you? If you feel like crap, people are like, you look so good. It feels gross to be told you look good when you feel like you look bad.
Yeah, and I know that feeling because I always correlate that with haircuts and outfits. I'm like, you can have you ever been to an event and you're wearing an outfit and you feel uncomfortable wearing it and everyone says, you look amazing.
Yeah.
And you're like, and this? And I feel like there's haircuts, like people walk around, they get compliments, like they go, I fucking hate this. And you're like, but you look amazing. It doesn't make them feel good.
Yes.
So I get that.
So the deal is, man, if you kind of own it inside, then the outside shows up and mirrors that. You know what I mean? And then once you really own it, all you really want to do is give it away anyway. Mm-hmm. So it's this beautiful reciprocal thing that you get to, tap into that inner good, that inner God, that inner gratitude, that inner gangster, that inner genius, whatever you want it to be.
That's cool.
It's an inside job life, you know?
Inside job. Yeah. It's an inside job.
But you're about to see, and this is my first haircut since my hair transplant. You know?
Okay.
I've given it a couple little once overs with the buzzers, but I haven't gotten it cuts.
Okay. Yet.
We're like 4 months post, which is
curious. Do we have the same size hat? Let's see.
It's
no.
Well, you're bigger than me. You're inner.
And they say celebrities have big heads.
Inner giant.
They say that. They say celebrities have huge heads. I was like, man, because there's that whole episode in Entourage where they talk about Vinny Chase.
They all have big heads.
They all have dude, have you seen the bigger the celebrity, the bigger the head? That's what they've all said. And I was like, man, I'm like at that rate, why am I not a celebrity? Like, all right, so I'm going at 3.
Dude,
Let's see.
How's it feel?
It fits.
I like it. It looks cool on you.
Thanks. In some ways, I feel like I look a little bit like the dude from Workaholics right now because he always wears the bandana in the house.
Yeah.
Which is my new favorite show. I just discovered it. I'm way late to the game.
Yeah, that's the best because now you can zip through all the seasons. You can
binge 7. Do you know that those guys are from Orange County?
I did not know that.
They met each other at Orange Coast College or Community Coast College. And they all met each other. And what I think is great is instead of creating characters with different names, they just gave themselves their own names. So there's a Blake, there's an Anders, there's an Adam, and those are the real names. So, and they seem like they were all friends in real life. And so when they wrote this, I think it's just a wilder, dumber version of probably antics that they got into.
Yeah.
Because you hear them talk, they're like really well spoken. They're not dummies.
Is that the one where the show where that guy's like, dude, I'm fully torqued right now. Are you fully torqued?
It might be. Yes. And big hair is one of them.
Yeah.
I love the show.
Cool.
Yeah. I guess that Adam guy lives here.
Right.
Because they'd always be spotted in Emerald Bay.
I saw Alex Hormozy down here in Orange County.
I saw who that is.
He's like an online guru, just made like $100 million on the first week of his book.
Yeah?
Yeah. Buy Your Time Back, I think it's called.
How do you buy your time back if you have to buy a book?
I get online sales, I think is the preface of.
Well, that would make sense.
Less time, more money kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true. So you did a hair transplant, and I love that you're actually open about it.
Right.
A lot of dudes are like weird about it, and I'm like, dude, like I know from working in salons, girls would come in and they'd be so excited to tell everybody they got their boobs done.
Yeah.
And like, why can't men be as excited? Like, look, I got my hairline back.
Pride.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pride, ego.
Yeah.
Just want to be.
It's weird because guys are like, it seems like, I would say the public perception and acceptance of the little blue pill is more accepted than men doing any sort of cosmetic surgery. I know the tide is changing. Right. It has been.
Yeah.
But just overall acceptance, it's like once you cross over into enhancing your physical self, they go like, whoa, pump the brakes.
Yeah. And it probably goes back to a lot of other stuff like, if you are a guy that's ashamed of losing your hair in the first place, and then you've been hiding it for years, or doing topics, or like, wearing a hat, or so then if you do get it, then it's that you're going to still have shame around having a good head of hair energy, right?
Yeah.
Same thing. Now you have a full head of hair, but you feel embarrassed to tell people why, because the embarrassment was there already.
Yeah, I get that. And I was just going to ask you, because you were like, you, for those who don't know, he's amazing at running in slow motion. He was trained by the best. By the way, I have a random Baywatch story.
Yeah.
So in from 92 to 94, Susan Anton, actress, her sister lived next to me in Temecula.
Oh, trip out.
And I remember like my neighbor's daughter, who's like younger than me, but we knew each other. They go, Aunt Susie's here. I remember one time she pulled up in her little red BMW, and my dog got out of the house, my black Labrador Retriever, and Susan is wearing a skirt, and my dog just ran up and stuck her nose straight up the skirt, and like, because that's what dogs do.
Must have been on her period.
No, I don't think so. No, she didn't say everybody, but I just thought we're like so embarrassed. We're like telling our neighbor, we're like, we're so sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
She does it to everybody.
She does this to everyone. Everyone, yeah. And I asked her, I'm like, can I have a drowning role? I want a drowning role. I want to drown. I want to be revived by a beautiful female lifeguard, not one of the male ones, because that was like, And I had a picture of C.J. Parker and Cindy Crawford on my wall, because it was
good taste.
Funny enough, my great aunt did some genealogy, and it turns out Cindy Crawford's like my fourth cousin.
What?
Yeah.
I know Cindy Crawford had a pretty good head of hair.
She had a great head of hair. She had a great hair.
Maybe it runs in the family.
Maybe. But what are we doing? It's a short hair.
I've been liking it really short, man. I mean, even when it was buzzed right before I got the procedure, they buzzed it. And I was like, I love this, know, the spikiness of it, the whatever, no fuss, no muss. Don't even have to look at it. You know exactly what it's going to look like every day. No bed head, no hat hair. Yeah. But, I don't know. I'm not opposed to growing it back. It does seem to be growing as you get around. Yeah. Much faster where they put it. Yeah. Like this stuff gets longer faster. Yeah. So that's why I've been giving it a once over frequently, because this was standing up more than this. Okay. And then I do have some stuff called shock loss. Oh yeah. Which is actually like some stuff that's kind of balding back here, but only when it gets really short, you can see. Okay. So, I'm kind of open. I'm open to, do we cut it in a way that it'll grow out good? Do we just do it now all short, one length, shorter on the sides, a little bit off? I don't care.
I have a question. Is it really nice to have short hair because you spent all this time kind of trying to manipulate and kind of do some camouflage, that now it's kind of like
a little bit free?
Yeah. You're like, I don't have to hide. I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, totally.
I imagine that. Yeah. I told somebody, I go, if I had that procedure, if I had a hair transplant procedure, I would probably have a buzz head and everything. Yeah. Why? And I'm like, you spent all this time self-grooming, constantly looking in the mirror.
Because that's the one thing you can't do,
Yeah. And when I'm over my long hair, I'm going to do dreadlocks, and then I'm just going to buzz it. Why not?
I want to see
why do it dreadlocks? It's a total metal thing to do.
Totally metal. Yeah. That's killer.
That's all I listen to is metal.
You can still do it. I mean, your hair's so long, it would go pretty quick.
It gets, yeah, dude.
Have you like blown it out straight? How it's like past your chest?
Yeah, it's pretty wide. It's about down to here.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I have a lot to ask you. I met you. Let's go back in time. I met you right before the Baywatch movie premiere. Mm-hmm. We were at our friend Victor's house, and Entertainment Tonight was there.
Yeah.
They were filming all this stuff.
Yeah.
You did all this was really long. And then this was short.
Yeah.
I saw the photos.
Yeah.
Insert photo here. I'm gonna do that. And then there was a little text here and there, whatever, nothing crazy. And then I think you were coming out to. I saw that you were Austin.
Yeah. I think I was at Barton Springs or something, and you were
I'm fine.
"Hey, are you about?"
Yeah. And
you had moved, and I didn't even know you were living out there.
Well, we it was not like we kept a lot of contact with each other. It was like, oh, I don't want to talk to that Jeremy. It wasn't like that. It's just, I think I always say, I tell people a lot of times, life gets in the way.
Yeah.
Married, kid, my extracurricular free time is now purposely and consciously devoted to them.
As it should be.
Yeah, I think that. So and you're coming up on a really big celebration. Shall we talk about it?
Which one?
5 years.
Oh, yeah.
You kind of, that one. I have 5 years.
I'm fortunate enough to know I'm celebrating a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
All kinds of cool stuff going on. But 5 years sober, November 29th.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a lot of different stretches of sobriety. I've had 12 years. I've had 3 years. I've had 2 years twice. So, they get a little less exciting and more, humbling. Not any less beautiful, but a little less celebrate. It's more this is where the rubber meets the road,
Yeah.
I heard somebody once say that was sober for 35 years. He said, when I start thinking that my time is a tool, I become a tool with time.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't make you any smarter or more invincible.
Yeah.
To, collapse, to freak out. I mean, one decision can butterfly affect your life into a spiral of all kinds of hideous events or fantastic events. So just because you've been sober for 5 years doesn't mean you don't have the capability to,
slide back,
make a mess of your life.
Oh yeah. And I was talking to Mike Catherwood. He was
know that name.
on K-Rock.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Of course.
When he was on, and one of the things he said was people say, how did you stay sober being backstage and all these things? The thing I have lots of friends in recovery, active recovery.
Mm-hmm.
They say you're never not in recovery. You're always doing that.
Yeah.
And they said the hard part was not being at the event, at the party. It was bored on a Friday or Thursday evening. And you're like, well, what do I do with myself?
Uh-huh.
And as my wife and I have made this observation that we do all these things to be healthy, and yet we're let's have a beer. Let's have that. Not so frequent that it's ever a problem.
Sure.
But I realize when I travel, it's so easy to just get bored at an airport and go, I'm gonna go have a drink. And then I think what could I have been doing useful with my life then? Could I have been doing this? Could I have been talking? Could I have been FaceTiming my kids? Could I have been checking in on my grandma? Been, you start going through all these things that could have been that are way more positive for your body, your mind, your health. And this tomorrow will be officially 1 week of not having a beer,
really,
or any alcohol.
Shoot,
yeah, right. Yeah, I know.
We both have the same amount of time sober
right now.
Today, yeah. That's it.
Yeah, and it's not I tell people it's not like I had an issue, but it's one of those things where you go, you know what? If I'm doing all of these conscious choices, why am I making the conscious choice to do something that I know that has no net benefit?
Yeah. Well, wisdom is gained through experience, right?
Yeah.
And it probably won't hurt. It might actually help. I mean, can you think of a situation where not drinking would actually impede or mess up something? I mean,
no.
Not drinking probably won't hurt anything. No. Are you going to lose $1 million deal because you didn't have it? I mean, if you get to a table and you've got to sign $1 million deal and wants the champagne toast over, and he's some mafia guy that takes it super serious, take a shot with the guy.
And now you have the money to check in so you don't have more champagne toast. Yeah.
Or, for you, I would say to do that. For me, no, but, and it might actually help. You might learn a lot about yourself. You might actually take advantage of those opportunities and those moments to text grandma or whatever. Do 10 minutes of stretching.
I I sent this a voice text to Mike, and it was like my first aha, like I should just like not do this. And it was having to explain a hangover to my children. Like, and they're like, well, if you knew this, I love kids.
I love it already.
Yeah. Like, if you knew that this could give you a headache and make you feel bad, then why did you do this? And, and by the way, this is January 1, 2024. So this has been like a year-long debate in my head about that. And I remember I was like looking at my wife, and she's driving the car because like my head is pounding because we went to a New Year's Eve party. And she was like very good. She like had like two champagnes and she was fine. And I'm like, when I go, I go.
Yeah.
I'm like all or nothing.
Let's have a good time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was like sitting in the passenger seat, sunglasses on, wishing, and it felt too bright, wishing I had another pair of sunglasses for my sunglasses, head pounding. And I'm like, J1, and I'm like, Tab, because my son's name's Tab, and Axel, like, I don't have a good excuse, but I was, and you're right, you're absolutely right. And I was like, it's so crazy, like when someone calls you out, and they're not trying to call you out, they're
keeping it real.
And and all I kept thinking is, I am raising very logical little boys because now they're 6 and 8. So think about it, this is like a year ago. They're like 5 and 7.
Yeah.
Maybe going to be 7. And they're like asking those really obvious, but yet like deep thoughts.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, then why would you do this? If you knew this was a potential outcome. And I'm like,
there's actually a beautiful.
Got called out by my 6-year-old.
Yeah. There's a beautiful, realization in that, like we were talking about the smartest people in the world, the people that should be running the world is taxi cab drivers and hairstylists.
According to George Burns.
Yeah. But like this, to a child is listening and they're really trying to compute, like they're trying to make sense of that.
Yeah.
And then they're asking a quality question. Yeah. Like to gain more.
Yeah, to understand the world.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we grow up as adults and we're usually telling people, hey, somebody could have been in the backseat. Let's just say my ass was in the backseat.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you shouldn't have been drinking. Like you should know better than that.
Yeah.
Like, or don't complain. If you don't want, if you can't don't do the time. If you can't, don't do the crime if you can't do the time, right? Like traditionally grown-ups will tell you, they won't ask you the questions. Yeah. So that honesty and that authentic introspective, conversation led you to have your own realization.
Yeah. And I was like, man, like I have to explain to my kids, this makes no sense.
It doesn't make sense. I can't make it make sense to him.
I can't. And you don't want to come up with some bullshit excuse because now you're going to be lying to your kids.
But that's beautiful. Also,
yeah. And so like I'm going to Vegas next week. Hope it continues.
Nice.
I can see everybody going like, come on, let's have one. And I'm like, I don't think so. I'll say this.
Have that cigar.
I know. I do like cigars. Yeah. I know more people are more accepting of not drinking than ever
nowadays.
Before.
Yeah, for sure.
And I love that.
And I think it has something to do, I'm sure, with just the human reward system, the human-based reward system. Like you worked hard, you did a good job, you did the laundry, you're watching TV with the wife, and it's like the internal system wants like to the victor go the spoils. Like, it's my cupcake time. It's when you're a kid, it's ice cream. End of the day, that's your treat.
Still is.
And so when you're an adult, you're like, I want a treat. Like, where's my treat? Where's my pat on the back? All right, seal the deal. And what happens, I think, for a lot of people that may not even be alcoholic or like have real problems, it just becomes such a consistent routine because the nervous system gets rewarded in this trigger system of like, that's just a habit.
Yeah.
For some people it's making their sleepy time tea and doing 2 minutes of breath work and then they feel rewarded, then they feel soothed. But if it's not, it's more of an unconscious habit that's like, I don't know, I'm just craving something, I feel like, and then you have the brain that's like, oh, okay, I'm a grown up, I did a good job, I don't have to send out any more texts or any more emails. It's time to like the landing gears on. It's time to pull into the station.
It's funny because you say like it's this unconscious routine, right. And that's probably exactly where I am getting out of. Yeah. And so I have to. It's funny you say
replace.
So you're gonna say you said replace. I was gonna have to reframe that reward.
Mm-hmm.
So what is it could I have that feels great? And I'm like, well, I'm gonna do milk and honey.
Yeah.
Raw milk and honey.
Beautiful.
And that's a reward to me. There's no net negative. It's all great benefits.
Absolutely.
You know?
Maybe a little piece of dark chocolate.
I do like
really
You like Hugh Kitchen?
Yeah.
I like them.
Yeah.
That's my personal.
HU.
HU.
Yeah.
It's the cleanest one I found
Yeah.
because they don't have any sugar in it.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
If you went for like, there's some, higher grade like ceremonial cacaos, but that has a theobromine and caffeine in it. It might keep you up at night. So
No, I caffeine does not affect me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, apparently according to my genetic thing, my body processes caffeine faster than normal.
Yeah. Cool.
So I can have caffeine and go straight to
I
caffeine.
always do a little ceremonial cacao and
You're gonna have to
milk
send me the
honey.
information on that.
It's really good.
All right. So we're just gonna keep it short.
Yep.
I even bought something new for you.
I saw that.
I know,
I saw
yeah.
a secret post on your IG. Dude.
My buddy Ivan Zoo, he's actually in the world records for fastest fade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like and I think he actually has 2 world records.
Whoa.
He's out in Chicago and he makes these. He's called a Clipper Guy.
Uh-huh.
So he has these scissor over comb guards. So that way, if somebody goes, "Hey, I want a number 2,"
Yeah.
you can just go, "Oh, I know a number 2," but you can do it all with scissors versus using
Nice.
the guard.
Nice.
And once he said you're a 3,
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god, I don't want to be," because first off, recording the machine goes,
Oh, yeah. That's
and then
true.
that's so annoying.
Sure.
So I got to find a workaround. So
Yeah.
here's my workaround. So let's put
I
it
love
tape
it. I
on.
love
Let's
it.
go for it.
Okay.
Wait, keeps over here. This is not my salon. I'm at my buddy Jason's salon, Tomahawk, and I have like no idea where anything's at. So
I would also like to add,
yeah,
although my fine friend here, Tab, has said we haven't been the tightest of friends. All of our interactions, he's been extremely loving, supportive, kind. And, at that time when I was doing that Baywatch premiere, which was like for The Rock and Zac Efron and all of the original cast members got invited to it. It was pretty cool. I had literally just gotten out of jail.
I was going to ask you about that.
I was at my worst.
And you were at your worst?
I mean, not worst as far as like I was sober, for some months, and I was on the mend. I was in rehab. I was pale. I was chubby. I wasn't working out. I had just come off, 4 months of eating top ramen in a 60-man dorm, sleeping on a cot, watching guys get their beat up, getting, some crazy stuff. I was missing a tooth.
I remember that discussion. I remember that.
My front tooth was gone. I looked like Charlie Manson, man. If we could just find
and you had really long hair.
My booking picture. I had really long hair.
Yeah.
And this guy made me feel like $1 million.
Well, you're being sweet.
You always do, though.
I
just want to thank you for.
Oh, dude. Honestly, like I appreciate hearing all that, but thank you for just being like great and cool and even stopping by my house when you were in Austin.
Yeah,
on their barbecue tour.
Yeah.
When you told me where you were, I'm like, oh my god, like that's not far. Like you can actually, you're gonna pass my house all the way back.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. I mean,
I was out there again recently. It was right in that rainstorm, 4th of July rainstorm.
That rainstorm was brutal.
I know it was a bummer, but
it was a bummer. And yeah, that was the weekend where we were all kind of like, this is like the weirdest 4th of July.
I know. Kind of got skunked, but
yeah. Usually I'm like, by this time of the year, I'm as tan as you are, actually. Never this thing. But if it was like, because even after that, it just kept raining.
Yeah. Flood. There, people died in the floods and the Chavez.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm only this tan because I'm always in Costa Rica on my men's retreat.
Okay, so talk about all right. Perfect transparency. If I did clippers, it would take 2 seconds to do his hair. So I'm doing this the slowest way possible to squeeze every ounce of like conversation out.
It's also, going to be more custom curated.
That's true. Yeah. So where do we begin? So you played Hobie on Baywatch.
Yep.
I remember hearing this, and I don't know if it's true, that you beat out Leonardo DiCaprio for the role.
Yeah.
Is that true?
It's true.
Okay. Crazy. So my friend in middle school and high school, her name is Summer.
And
it was between her and Kirsten Dunst for the role in Interview with a Vampire.
Wow.
And she lost the role to Kirsten Dunst. That's crazy.
Close.
It's so
centimeters and inches.
Yeah, I know. So had you done acting before that? Okay.
Yes.
And that was something you wanted to do?
Well, I was always singing, dancing, performing, talent shows. I was just definitely into performance in general. Never specifically wanted to be an actor. I wanted, to be a singer, dancer, performer, actor. I wanted to do it all. Elvis Presley and Michael Jackson were my heroes. I loved Knight Rider growing up. I idolized him. I watched it on TV. I had the little three-wheeler, big wheel.
Dude, Knight Rider
big wheel.
Dude, just that show. Like, we didn't want like that car.
Right?
That car is dope.
I agree.
And now we're getting close to that car. And I'm like, I don't know if I want that car anymore. Right? Like, I just don't know if I want a car that talks to me.
Leave me alone.
Yeah. Like, don't tell me what. Like, don't. Yeah, please. No.
So, my mom I just had a little single mom and we were doing it life together, man.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
One sister. Yeah. She's a little younger than me.
Okay.
4 years younger than me. And so, my mom just kind of heard about this child agent and, none of our family members were in the entertainment industry. Mm-hmm. We didn't have experience there. We lived in Orange County, not Hollywood, but she saw the child actors wanted kind of thing. And, she sent in pictures.
Yeah.
And so the agent calls and says, can you bring him in? And went and met with this lady. And, turns out this lady, she represented the Olsen twins from Full House. She represented Screech from Saved by the Bell. She represented a kid named Will Horniff, who was on the Lassie TV show. She had some real successful working actors. A lot of kids in commercials and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So she was no slouch. And she was an old, Hollywood kind of very respected woman. And so we pretty much instantaneously just started getting auditions, like calls. Hey, come to, this place off Lancashire. So my mom had a little Volkswagen Bug and it would always catch on fire driving to LA and no AC. And, we didn't have a lot of money. And I just kind of started booking gigs, man. My mom was my right-hand man. She, helped me and went over lines with me because I'm dyslexic.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a lot of actors.
Wrote backwards.
There's a lot of actors that do that. Yeah.
Gifted learning disabled. They diagnosed me as a kid, which means I was highly intelligent in certain areas and held way back in others. So, my mom would have to read me the lines and all that kind of stuff. But when it came to delivering them and performing and shaking a hand and hitting my mark and emoting, laughing like I'm supposed to, they loved me. So I started getting work pretty quick. So like 6 years old, I booked my first commercial, which was, probably only 10 auditions in or something. And that one, the first job I landed turned into 6 Mattel commercials.
Oh, rad.
So we went from, broke to, making some money, which was really cool. And from, 6 to 10, I did 60 commercials. I did a movie with John Travolta, Universal Studios lot, which was so fun.
What was the movie?
It was called Shout. It was with Jamie Walters, who was, kind of like that. I'm from Beverly Hills 90210.
Okay.
Who was like the bad boy on there. And, but to being a kid, like in a honey wagon or on a trailer, on the set of, like I can see the house from Psycho and all that, I was sneaking off and running through all kinds of sets and seeing, Jaws, the ride turned off late at night and running around. It was so cool.
I actually did that. There was a Cold Chamber music video shoot. We were there.
Yeah.
And we stole one of the golf carts.
Yeah.
Ran around.
Uh-huh.
And we were like playing on the sets. We're like, man, we would probably get thrown out. They probably won't let me in now that I said that. But yeah, it's really cool to go there as a kid. I remember I was about 7 when I went to Universal Studios for the first time.
Uh-huh.
And you go into the tram and you see the King Kong thing, right?
Right.
Like, fuck yeah, this is dope.
Yeah.
And then they had the backdraft thing later on. That was really cool. But to play on that thing at night is like crazy. And I remember, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it's made me think
it's great.
All these things. We both grew up in Orange County.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I moved to Temecula.
How old are you now?
I'm 43.
Yeah. Okay.
How old
A couple years apart. I'll be 45 in October.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And there's like these moments where you have like these pinch me moments. Like, oh my God, like I'm right here. This is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super cool.
It's so cool. So you're like, you guys are like,
just having a blast, man.
Yeah.
And so when I was 10, I got Baywatch, and I didn't know it was going to be a hit show, but obviously it was with Knight Rider, who was like my idol. So he was going to be my dad.
He's just called Knight Rider.
Yeah, totally. And I grew up without a dad, so
did he ever like?
He was
he kind of like off camera, like a father figure for you?
So I always kind of just tell people he was more like a big brother to me.
Yeah.
Because he was a superstar, dude, and I was like a needy kid, like trying to take me for a ride in your Porsche. Let's go searching at lunch. Can you keep me forever kind of thing?
Yeah.
I was very hyper, very needy, fatherless. So although he definitely wanted to be a better guy for me, it would have been impossible. Number one, because it would have never been enough for me unless he like married my mom and moved us into his mansion. But also, he has like screaming, adoring fans and number one hits overseas. And he's like, gosh, I don't have time for this. So, I definitely didn't get all the love and support that I wanted from him, but he was as good as he could be. And he wasn't terrible. We're still friends.
That's cool.
Yeah, I love him. He loves me. He came to my birthday party, and, he's sober as well. So we have.
I remember that video of him that got
the hamburger video.
Okay. So at the time, dude. Okay. When that thing came out, I was like, late teens, early 20s.
Yeah.
And I didn't think anything of it.
Right.
But now having friends gone through this and seeing and having friends marry, I'm friends with Jason and Walmart, and knowing all this stuff, and Ashley, because Ashley and I work together. Yeah. And I know all of that stuff. And I watched that video through a different lens.
Right.
A lens of this is not fun. This is not human.
Somebody's privacy being
like had that come out in today's era. Nobody would pay attention. One, and the people who would be making fun of it on TV would be like, how dare you? Right. You get enough negative feedback. Now they're off. They're no longer here. Right. I mean, online bullying is the new thing, but like just that, like I can't like for him to go through that. Yeah. And to still like come out, still being proud of who he is and confidence like that. Like who knows? All of us non-actors go. Who knows how much confidence they really have, because actors have to portray emotions. Yeah. You gotta believe your own. But I watch that and I have a completely different, like, I'm like, man, poor guy. Yeah. Poor. Like I feel I'm like, man, that guy, all he needed was help. Yeah. He needed a hug. Totally. Yeah. And the sad thing is that video, his daughters, you're like, Dad, like, you got to stop drinking. You become a different person when you drink. Mm-hmm. And he's like, okay, film me next time, because I want to see this guy I turn into. I don't know who you're talking about. Like, as far as I'm concerned, I'm me, and then I have a couple of drinks and I'm still me. So he gets into a blackout, or he gets belligerent or whatever, and he doesn't remember acting like that. So, that tape was actually later stolen by his ex-wife during the divorce. Oh, during the divorce, she wanted more money. She wanted to discredit him. She wanted to make him look terrible. The video had been taken, a year before. It wasn't even like something that was current. And she hired somebody to break into his house, steal it, and she sold it to TMZ just to hurt him. This woman has since shot herself in the face. That just happened like recently. Yeah. Yes. I was telling a friend, I'm like, I'm going to be out in Orange County. I'm going to be like, did you hear? Yeah. And I'm like, no, I did not hear this. Yeah. But what can you say, man? I mean, stolen video seems to be a recurring theme for people on Baywatch. Totally. Everybody looking to make a buck, man. Dude. Well, I mean, look, when you're at the top, everyone's looking to take you down. Yeah. The higher up you are, the further you have to fall. Somebody told me the people you meet on the way up are the same people you meet on the way down. And I thought that was very interesting, because I do think of people in certain capacities in different industries. And I'm like, I don't know how true it is, but it feels a believable phrase that you could buy into. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Yeah. Like the people who may do like scandalous things to get you up there are also the same people who might do scandalous things to take you down when you're not bending to their wishes.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not in your celebrity world.
Well, luckily I was kind of a child, and I was just really artistic and creative. And I had my single mom who also was not like fame hungry. She wasn't the stage mom. She wasn't putting me in pageants and doing all kinds of weird stuff. And most people are that get into that industry. So as far as like the inner sanctum of, the Illuminati and the, hey, just drink this Jesus juice and, the Michael Jackson conspiracies and like all this kind of stuff. I never got wrapped up in it because, we would go drive to Malibu and film our episode, and we would drive home to Orange County and we'd be in the Baywood apartments,
Baywood apartments.
That's where I lived. Yeah.
And Costa Mesa.
It's like over there by Fashion Island, kind of like San Joaquin and like by that Gelson's.
Oh, yeah. Baywood. I know.
It's huge, right?
I know it exactly.
And at the time, that was like the only place where they let you move in with low-income housing in Newport Beach.
Oh.
So there wasn't a lot of places for like single moms with low-income
housing. And you wanted to stay in Orange County. You guys didn't want to like relocate to LA? I mean, that seems like to be the thing.
Thought about it, but it's kind of one of those things like, if there was a lot of, agents would tell us to move to LA and be closer, but then you're in the sanctum.
You're in the belly of the beast.
You're in the belly of the beast with the other stage moms, and they're telling you, "Oh, go shoot with this photographer. He's going to make Jeremy really famous." And that happened once at a pool party. And there's actually a pretty famous picture of me online holding up this beach ball. And the guy that took that, like 10 years later, was arrested as like the lead photographer in a huge child pornography ring. Whoa. He was like the supplier of the pictures. And a lot of these moms were letting this guy take whatever pictures he wanted of the kids.
Do you think they knew what he was doing?
I mean, when
you can't have 100% deniability of all the people not knowing.
All I know is when this photographer wanted to, he pulled me aside to take a picture of me in the pool. The moms circled around my mom and said, "You have to shoot with him. Like if he's like a gatekeeper. Like Jeremy will get so much work." And like my mom just kind of got grossed out by the vibe.
Yeah, that's
I was like, "No thanks." Mm-hmm. So we didn't know anything about that stuff, but we were just kind of safe and protected behind the orange curtain. I wanted to surf. I wanted to do junior guards. I wanted to go to the Newport Pier and eat ham and cheese croissants with my friends. Yeah. I wanted to like go to Fashion Island and parking lot pimp at Del Tacos. And you know what I mean? Like, dude, I didn't really want to be in LA. I wanted my OC friends and family and surf. So I think we kind of skated around some stuff,
Totally. I mean, that's definitely I never got around any of that stuff. I do have a weird story once about being backstage at the American Music Awards. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell everybody clearly. I was backstage and I was talking to somebody because it was right when South Park had done the Tom Cruise, John Travolta thing. And
I love South.
It was like, okay. And this person and I were just talking, and out of nowhere, this guy goes, and I'm like, okay. It's like, I don't know who the fuck you are. I don't know why you're here, but you better shut the fuck up. If you want to have any future in this town, you better shut up and stop talking about that immediately. And I was like, I'm like, what the fuck is going? I'm like 23 years old.
Just talking about cartoons.
But they think that I'm talking about these alleged rumors that have existed for decades. Right. And I'm like, I'm talking about fucking South Park, but it was a weird fucking thing.
Like the energy he came in with, like he knew some stuff or was part of something.
Or just going like, I don't know, he started, I don't know who you are, or what the fuck you're doing, but you better shut the fuck up if you want to have fusions. It was like saying like, this is how you can get canceled. And I'm like, I'm talking about fucking South Park.
Yeah, right.
I had no fucking care in the world. And then like, after that happened, Lindsay Lohan walked by. It was like the weirdest fucking event. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And the person I was talking to said, do you know that person? I'm like, no. Like, that was strange. I'm like, dude, super strange. Super strange. Okay, I'm going to not use this guards and click it. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this a little cleaner.
I like that.
Right here.
Yeah.
But I do see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not crazy, but like, if you don't take this part below it a little shorter, it will look
Right.
a little patchy.
Yeah. What I'm going to do is when it cools down, I'm going to get a little pigmenting back there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just get a little tattoo right there and just a little shading. I think it'll be blended in just fine.
Doesn't it grow back?
No. The shot gloss doesn't.
No.
Yeah, those are follicles that got damaged.
Shocked.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
And it wasn't in Turkey. They did it. It was in Mexico.
Okay.
Mexico did that, but I'd rather have it in the front and have a little patchy in the back. Tons of people have little scars and stuff in the back. It's not like
weird things.
Weird thing.
Yeah. So you're doing all this, and then had you? I mean, it seemed like you had a pretty stable, normal child acting thing.
Yeah.
Compared to the stories you do here. You hear some crazy stories.
Right. I lucked out there. I made my own chaos, though.
How'd you end up getting into your own chaos?
I don't know, man. Honestly, I think I would have gotten into the chaos regardless.
So you think you were destined to get into chaos with or without being on Baywatch, without being this childhood actor? You think that you were just destined for chaos?
Yeah, because at 1 year old, I had stuck some whether it was bobby pins or tweezers or butter knives. I had stuck something metal in every single outlet in our apartment. I shocked myself at every outlet,
and you loved it.
Well, the thing is, I didn't love it, but there was this strange curiosity to see if it would do it again, or if the bobby pin, because it had plastic on it on the tip, wouldn't do it, or if it was a butter knife or a steak knife because of the wood handle, maybe I wouldn't shock myself because of the wood handle. Like that same
too young to understand about grounding.
Too young to understand about grounding, but risking like injury to myself, injury to our finances, injury to our homestead, right? And emotional distress to my mother, which is like no different than any other drug binge, any other girlfriend, any other nightmare that I created, any other chaos that I created, whether it was chemically induced or, running away from home, cost us money, cost my mom emotional security, hurt myself, and, cause my mom emotional distress. It's the same outcomes of these same things. And so I was in diapers when I was doing that. And then when I grew up a little more, what I started doing is my mom would tell me, don't touch the Clorox bleach. Don't touch the Comet. It's not safe. The pine salt. You can't smell that, drink that, whatever. I was always getting into everything, right? Wildly curious. And because she told me don't, and that it was dangerous, I wanted to know more. I had to know more. So what I started doing was locking myself in the bathroom, slowly, sneakily stealing one product at a time, hiding it in there until I had a plethora of products. And then I would slow play this shit, man. I don't think I've ever told anybody this story in depth like this, but I would slow play it. So I would find like a plastic container, like an old pill bottle, and I would hide it. And I would like get a Tupperware and I would hide that. And I would find like a glass bottle and I would hide that. And I would find like, a shaker cup with a top, and I would hide that. And I had all these vessels. And then I would make like 5 different blends. Okay, so let's have what if it's a little bit of bleach, a lot of pine salt, some rubbing alcohol, and some nail polish remover.
What could happen?
And let's try like a lot of nail polish remover and a lot of bleach. Like I would do all these different combos, right?
Yeah.
So, obviously ammonia and bleach is mustard gas. And, I doubt, back then nail polish remover was all acetone. So I don't know what's happening by mixing acetone and bleach, but it's probably not good. And I would stick a towel under the door, and I was for sure huffing, dude. I was for sure creating chemical gases that were probably making me at least dizzy. And what would happen? Well, I would melt the plastic containers. That costs us money. I would get a whipping, personal injury, and my mom would be terrified of what the fuck is wrong with my chemist son, who's 3 years old, and melting containers over and over and over again, or finding my secret stashes of the stuff that I'm gonna. And so same thing, no drugs. Then I would see kids smoking. So, we're at Coco's getting breakfast, and it's like I'm stealing books of matches And, everything's just like this sneaky thing. I want to have everything I'm not supposed to have. And then you see high school kids smoking cigarettes. I'm like, okay, log that in the brain bank. I'm going to smoke. And then I smoked a cigarette. It didn't do anything. It made me kind of nauseous. So then I dipped the cigarette in nail polish remover. I let that dry. And then I tried smoking that. Nobody showed me smoking that I remember. Did I block this shit out? I don't know. I don't think so. There was a alleyway full of drug addicts in our apartment when I was younger. Did I see anybody dipping a cigarette in PCP? And it's a childhood repressed memory. I don't know. What I do remember wondering is what was the secret to life? What was the cocktail that was outside of me that I needed to put inside of me so that I could feel grown up, whole, strong, confident, capable, or part of life? And I just started looking for that. So,
have you found it yet?
Well, it's the energy thing.
Energy.
It's, of course I never found it outside of me because it's already inside of me. And it's a realization. It's a way of thinking. It's an openness for new experience and new information. It's, thinking that I know anything thinking I know everything that blocks me off from knowing anything more. So there's just been this returning to the childlike state, man, returning to more of a student and having,
do you think children already have it figured out?
New interaction with life.
Do you think children are born with knowledge and then we lose it as we get older?
I do frequently say that I don't think we need to learn anything more. I think we need to unlearn more.
Yeah.
And we need to unlearn what we think we know.
Do you think that like the systems that we have in place as society are purposely just keeping us there? I don't care, man. You can say it.
No, I'm cautious. I don't even deliberate over problems.
Really?
I try to be immersed in solution.
Interesting that you. So you don't so you have to obviously acknowledge the problem.
I mean, there's a problem, dude.
But you're not trying to live in it.
I don't want to know everything about the problem. I think it's clearer to see when you cross your eyes. I think by unlearning what I think I know, I can have an open mind and a new experience with life. I think that when you focus on the problem grows. I think there's a quadrillion problems in the world, and I think there's probably only a handful of solutions. So why wouldn't I just get better at the handful of solutions? Mm-hmm. They're not that vast. It's like it's probably gonna be some form of love. It's probably gonna be some form of acceptance. It's probably gonna be some form of forgiveness. It's probably gonna involve gratitude. It's probably gonna involve thinking in the other person's shoes rather than being so committed to mine. Right? It's probably gonna be communication, and it's probably gonna be some humility. There's not that many things that solve problems. But there's infinite amount of problems, right?
Yeah.
So why would I even try to digest and immerse myself in the world of problems when the solutions are easier and lesser in number? But 100%, dude. Yes, there.
So you were never like the Drew Barrymores of the world where they talk about how they were at parties when they were like teens getting served alcohol in clubs.
Nope.
Because I've witnessed that. I remember personally being not 21.
Yeah.
Playing the clubs in LA.
Sure.
With my band. Being on the Rocks. The Roxy.
I remember on the Rocks.
On the Rocks, yeah. But I remember being at I just remember
Roxy,
that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was, you got to be 21.
Yeah.
I was not 21. Yeah. I was not.
Remember Garden of Eden?
I didn't.
That was my spot.
I didn't do that. I was more of the rock.
The rock.
I was more like the Rainbow and Roxy and Whiskey, Viper Room, stuff like that. Yeah. But I remember I was out there on the Rocks and I was not 21. Mm-hmm. And all I keep thinking about is they're letting me hit and I'm not a celebrity. Mm-hmm. And meanwhile, I'm seeing other non-21 individuals ordering cocktails like they're Diet Pepsis.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was like one of those moments where you go, fuck. Like, does anybody ever really have a chance at avoiding this?
Right.
Because if I was 19 trying to get into bars in Costa Mesa or Newport, they would have never let me in.
Right.
And I was a nobody, and I'm still that nobody to them and then.
Yeah.
But like, I remember going at bars and I would see, you know, Jack Osborne.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He talked about how his whole thing.
Totally.
But I remember seeing him.
Yeah.
Drinking.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he was here with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I just keep thinking like,
Ashley Simpson was out all the time at that time. Remember her hanging out a lot?
No, I never saw her, but I remember I turned 24 and I had my club, my birthday on the Rocks. And we had, I don't know, 100, 150 people there or whatever. It was my birthday. My buddy was running the club at the time. And it was during the time, and I put it two together, but I was reading the autobiography of Slash. And he was talking about how after he got kicked out of Guns N' Roses, he was drinking a ton and just popping in to random places in LA and just playing guitar. And one of those moments was at my birthday.
No way.
Yes. Slash. So like,
dude, that put you on the map.
Yeah.
Like, who was Tab? We got fucking Slash to play this party.
Right? Seriously. It was like one of these moments where like all of my friends who I grew up with in Temecula, were like shaking each other, like, what the fuck? Right? And then and I just remember my buddy Stick. Now he's a rabbi. Yeah. But he was like the day-to-day manager of like Linkin Park. Like left that to run on the Rocks, right? Yeah. And he looks at me like, dude, this is fucking awesome. And I was like, this is great. And then I'm, wild shit like that. Like,
that's so cool.
But, so everybody's like, what do you want to do for your birthday? I'm like,
well,
nothing's going to top Slash showing up at your birthday.
No.
Nothing.
That is so cool.
Nothing's ever going to. But I remember the next morning, Brett Guritz of Bad Religion.
Oh, wow.
He called me up. He goes, I'm sorry I couldn't make it. He goes, I noticed by your MySpace post, Slash showed up.
Yeah.
He goes, but did he get you a gift?
Oh,
I have a gift for you. And I was just like, it was like this really cool Korean like day spa bathhouse thing I did.
Yeah.
He goes, by the way, if you go there, you may run into Leonard Cohen and you will see his balls. And I just remember that. I was like, I don't think I want to go here now.
Oh my God. I miss the MySpace days.
Dude.
By the way, Bad Religion is like one of my favorite bands of all time.
Dude.
Yeah.
So cool.
Against the Grain got me through some pretty tough teen angst times.
Is it weird how music does that to you?
Yeah. It just represents a whole era, a whole time of your life. So growing up in Temecula, did you know Nate Lawler, JD Denham, that they were Death on Wednesday? They were the Redliners before that. They were oh man, they're a great band out of Temecula.
The funny thing is, I remember
good rock and roll.
There was this kid I went to school with in middle school and high school. His name was Jade. Jade Sheely. Sheely is his name. He had a strange last name. But he was always talking about how he would be playing paintball and he'd run into you playing paintball in Lake Elsinore.
I went there all the time.
Yeah, and we thought he was just full of shit.
No.
We're like, really? Why would that guy who's on Baywatch be in Lake Elsinore? And so I was thinking about that this morning. I'm like, I have to ask him, did he?
I was big on the paintball thing. I competed.
Dude, my buddy ran this amazing, huge company. He would like sponsor the events at Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
And then he had a heart murmur.
Oh, shit.
And then he...
The Lion's Den? Was it the Lion's Den? No, it was...
No.
SC Village?
No. He owned a paintball company.
Oh, okay.
And like all the gear, the guns, whatever you call it, and all the clothing. And then he had he just died in his sleep, and it sucks because he had just moved down to Newport. We were going to get together, and
really good.
Yeah, and
I had a beautiful girlfriend, Lauren Zussman, who was a guest fit model, and she was running in Central Park, dude, like 26. I just died of a heart attack. Sober, healthy, young, beautiful.
When did this happen?
That was I don't know, maybe 15 years ago.
Oh man.
Yeah,
hearts.
You never know, man. Supposedly, you're born with X amount of heartbeats. It's kind of like a battery, and once you use them up, that's it. Like a finite amount of heartbeats, supposedly.
I
don't know for sure,
but I've heard that. I mean, because you're born with a finite amount of like digested
enzymes in
your body, which is why when I travel and I know I can't consume the food I want to eat, I suck to like, all right, my options are Cracker Barrel, Chipotle.
Yeah.
When I'm traveling, I'm like, I'm not going to waste my enzymes. So I just take like a whole bunch of enzymes.
Yeah.
And dude, you feel way better.
Yeah.
It's like
Very helpful.
Yeah, because you blow through those when you're a teenager, when you're living off Dominoes.
And that's why when you're elderly and you're muscle wasting and all that, it's because the enzymes are gone.
How old were you when went to rehab the first time?
Probably like 14.
Okay.
I think first time. And then again at probably 16, and then again at 18, and or more so, and then again at 20.
And you don't get like it's not like a subway card where like the more times you get,
That'd
you
be
get like
great.
a free stay.
I wish. I could cash it in.
Into that. Like, hey, this one's on us. Clearly we didn't do much to get you. You're back.
Oh, man. Yeah, and it was back in the day when I was a kid, insurance wasn't covering rehab, so it was all cash pay, like $50,000 a pop. So I'm spending at least $250,000 on rehabs.
I have a question about drug use.
Yeah,
I know yours was drinking. I don't know if it was drugs as well.
Yeah.
How do you feel about when individuals talk about wanting to legalize drug use, like all drugs,
right,
or recreational?
Right.
I was under this. I'll say this. It's crazy. Like when you get older and you live through things and you have children, like a lot of things that maybe you thought of when you're like between like young 20s to like young 30s. And now I'm in my young 40s, right?
Yeah.
At one point I've been like, look, like everyone makes a choice.
Right.
That's not my choice. If that's your choice, that's your choice.
Yeah.
But now putting like people I care about that I know who've been affected by these substances.
Yes.
Like how like what I've never asked anybody who's struggled with these things or had these. I never asked what their opinion on this is.
That's a great question, and I would need to probably do more research. I mean, I'm pretty sure just off the top of my head that some countries that do have it set up like that have lower death rates. And
Portugal is always the prime example. But that's also like, I always look at it, like you're also dealing with like a different culture. Like when you're dealing with homogenous groups of individuals, they tend to be more similar. So when you get less homogenous groups of people, they're just not like.
I hear you. Yeah,
it's an interesting thing because I know like in the workforce when you have more homogenous types of people. When I had my buddy he's a doctor in like DEI, he's talking about like being a manager of diverse groups in a work setting is harder because you can't be a basic leader. You actually have to be like a leader. And when everyone's homogenous and they're like very similar, you don't have to actually be a leader. You can just kind of kick back and they kind of do it because they're all similar. There's not a lot of like this and that
hierarchies, and
which makes me think about countries like you take something like Portugal, right? Like the Portuguese are their own culture and they have this and that. Like the Americans,
self-governing kind of.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have like America, which is like this huge fucking mixing pot of everything. Yeah. And so like what is that? Like could that work here?
Yeah, well, it's like, and also like to for what point? Like, is it to save money with arrests? Is it to keep people from getting these horrific criminal charges for continued dumb petty theft shit? Pay, in that case, just like change the penalty system. Send people to rehabs, get more state funding for like state funded rehabilitation programs instead of sending guys that get arrested with fentanyl or meth or whatever to jail, because that's not what they need.
Yeah.
They go in there and they come out, reaffirmed as better gangsters or, with more hookups and cheaper deals on stuff and whatever, or is it to, I guess if you did that, maybe you would prevent, if you legalized it, you could like kind of standardize it, right?
Yeah,
maybe. So now you get to buy it. So you're not going to get something laced with fentanyl. The problem is people want fentanyl. They're never going to legalize fentanyl, and they shouldn't. It should be impossible to get. It should be, gone forever. There's no more heroin addicts. Nobody does heroin anymore.
Yeah.
They do fentanyl. And like, there's like a death every like minute, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like the stats are insane. Like thousands of people are dying like around, it's crazy. There's a death every single day.
I was in Portland recently. This is a true story. Like I'm not making any of this up, Jeremy. It's 7:00 in the morning on Sunday. I'm walking to Starbucks because I want a coffee.
Yeah.
Put me, I don't know, like an 8-minute walk. Not a big walk. 7 in the morning. Let me get my steps in.
Yeah.
Take the walk.
Yeah.
And those clear glass bus stops,
Mm-hmm.
I had to pass through like 4 or 5 of those.
Mm-hmm.
And there's homeless people.
Yeah.
Or unhoused, to be political.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's the word. I don't know how there's like any difference, but it sounds the same to me. And there's some single individuals, and then there's like couples, like homeless couples.
Mm-hmm.
They were a couple.
Yeah.
Every single one of these homeless groups,
yeah,
I probably passed 5 of those bus things, and then I probably passed another like 3 or 4 that were like in between like steps and shit.
Mm-hmm.
At 7 something in the morning, they all had their spoons out.
Yeah.
And a lighter, and then there's pipes.
Yep.
I've never seen drug use like that. First off, ever in person.
Yeah.
Like the only drugs I've ever seen, because I've been at parties, it's been pot and people doing cocaine.
Sure.
And then somebody showing up rolling their balls off. That's
right.
it.
Yeah.
Like on Molly or something.
Right.
I've never openly ever seen, I don't know what it was. And they're looking at me.
Yeah.
Like,
what?
Why are you here?
Yeah.
Interrupting me.
Yeah.
I at one point I wanted to videotape this because I don't think anybody would have believed me.
Yeah.
Like it was insane.
Yeah. And it's crazy. I mean, usually, I don't know if you saw any like slumped over in weird positions, doing bendy weird stuff, digging through their purse.
I saw that when
like asleep standing up.
Yeah.
Like
not in Portland.
Mm-hmm.
I did see that in San Francisco a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Granted,
puffy fingers, like really strange bloated ankles.
Granted, my friend and I decided to drive through the Tenderloin to see.
Sure.
At one point, like I would actually go there, and it wasn't that bad. And like 2014, it was like kind of becoming
a little better
because Somo, South of Market, and all that. But dude, it was crazy. It's like where I was in the city before that was not what I had seen on TV or what the news was leading me to believe. But once you went right to there, it was the worst I've ever seen it. Yeah, it was, and all I kept thinking about is like, there's some guy, his face probably maybe late 20s, maybe early 30s, younger face. Like you could tell, like time is not gentle with this guy.
Right.
But his Batman is this crazy arc. And he's walking like, and I'm like, I'm not pointing these things out to ridicule.
No.
It's one of those things where you're just going, how does someone get to that point?
Why do they choose to continue?
Or exactly why they choose to continue.
Have you ever seen a tagged animal? How we tag animals?
Like
wild bears and just tag them.
Yeah.
Tag and release. Mm-hmm. Sharks, all that.
Yeah.
Watch them. Every single one of those people out there, there's no mistake. They're tagged. Everybody knows they're a fentanyl addict. Think about it that way. Like, is it a design? Like that person is marked. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, is it on accident or is this fentanyl being allowed to come in here? So every single person that's a drug addict. There's no mistaking.
And it doesn't take much to kill you.
A grain of sand,
dude.
Yeah.
Like, why would you? I was telling somebody this, and there was an older guy, and he was talking about partying in the 70s.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, and he was talking about how much fun it was.
True. If I could go back in time, I'd probably party.
He said, but he's like, he has assumed I had done drugs because people I've been around.
Sure.
I've only drank. I've never done a drug in my life.
Yeah.
Never smoked pot, never done anything. Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not going to start now. Mm-hmm. Like, I missed that window.
Yeah.
I missed the window. If I was going to do drugs, I missed the window.
It's not
now, like, I'm like, are they going to start lacing fucking pot with fentanyl?
It's already like common, very common.
Really?
Yeah. I was in Florida doing jiu-jitsu with a cop, and he said that like 4 out of 10 times when they pull people over with weed, that the people are all bummed out. Why are you, testing my weed? Why are you making a big deal out of this weed? But like 4 out of 10 times it's got fentanyl on it because, these drug dealers are just weighing it on the same scale. They got buckets, the baggies, the tables. 1 grain of sand gets on your fentanyl, it gets on your weed, you don't know it, and you're dead. So, if we're talking about legalizing drugs so that people who think, by the way, I work in drug and alcohol detoxes, right?
Yeah.
This is where I work every day.
This is your head. This is
my world.
Yeah.
So I'm in there with people who think they're just doing meth. They think they're meth addicts. They come in, they pee in a cup, and they test positive for fentanyl, for PCP, and for MDMA. Now, I don't know if you know anything about doing ecstasy, but
I've only witnessed people on ecstasy at a rave.
And they only do it for a weekend. You would never, no drug addict in their right mind would pop Molly or MDMA or ecstasy every day for a month, because you will be depressed for a year.
Yeah, because the dopamine, serotonin balance.
Rocky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you roll hard for a weekend and you put it away. It's like this thing you get in and you get out. And everybody knows that. But they're putting MDMA in meth along with PCP and a little bit of fentanyl, because that blend is mimicking what meth used to be. There's no real meth anymore. They can't. The government made all the precursors super illegal, so ephedrine and pseudoephedrine aren't available. You used to be able to go to the store and get,
took it out of that, right?
They took it out, so you can't get it. And if you do get it, you can only buy one box, and it's behind the counter. It's not out on the counter. You can't buy that shit on the dark web. So they have to recreate meth. So these people are smoking MDMA, which is, I mean, it's hard enough to get off meth. To get off mild microdoses of PCP and Molly for a year or 2 years, you have your brain chemistry is so shot.
Yeah.
Your hope of coming back is so low. It's gnarly. I don't think they want drug addicts to come back. I don't know who they are, but
so here's the other thing. It's like, no, this is like all real things. Like, you don't know, like when you say, I don't think they want people to come back from being a drug addict. Yeah. Do you think there's a little bit of desire, like self-annihilation?
They're
like, if someone's a Darwinist,
right,
and only the strong survive, then those who can get out, and those who succumb to it go to the wayside.
Give them enough rope to hang themselves, kind of thing.
They're just eaters.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, it feels. Ooh, I'm going to get real dark, sinister here. It feels like self-induced eugenics.
Right.
Like, in a way, like, these are the groups of the people who like this. We'll just let it keep going
and just make it so that we know who they are, and
they stay there, and they
spot them
migrate
from a mile away.
We can't migrate out of their area. Yeah.
The divide and conquer, man. It's oldest time.
Beauty and the Beast. Sorry.
And the days of Charlie Sheen party days, orgies and fun and fucking crack and coke or whatever, going on a rip and just having a great weekend in Vegas, like that doesn't exist anymore. People don't do that. Parties and table service and strip club. It's like if you are doing drugs, you are like doing drugs, like nasty, gnarly. It's not like a bunch of people who are out there having a good time. Yeah. I mean, even have you gone to a club? It's all bottles. It's not people dancing and like running amok. It's like a show.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I feel like at one point the clubs were the clubs, and they figured like, oh man, if we charge people money, they will feel privileged, and special, and above everyone. And so what they did is they sanitized it, Disneyfied it.
Yeah.
And what happened is I think it actually made it way worse, because you fed into everybody's narcissism. Then you combine that with social media. Yeah. Look, where were you? We were this. Like, I remember my buddies would play with like Dada Live, Falcon and all that. And we would be in the DJ booth.
Sure.
Not because we want to be social. We just want to hang out with our friend.
Yeah.
Like, our friend's DJ.
It's an event.
That's it. Like, we're just hanging out.
An event.
Can you remember Sutra?
Yeah, of course.
You had to dress a certain way to go to Sutra.
Right.
We never did.
No.
We're wearing like tank tops and like Rick Owens.
That's how you know.
Shit. And we're all rolling in there, and we're there with my buddy Chris, my buddy Jiso, and Dada Live, and we're all dressed how we want to dress, and everyone else is like with their faux hawk and their pop collars and shit like that. And
their white stitch in their jeans.
Oh yeah, with their bedazzled back pockets. Remember that?
Oh yeah, nice heavy flap.
Yeah, I never got into that.
Me either. Thank goodness.
There's no photos of you with some Affliction shirts.
There's some Affliction shirts, yeah.
But it's just making a comeback.
I know, dude. So is the Ed Hardy. So is the Von
Dutch. Any of that stuff?
Dude, I used to have so much Von Dutch.
That shit
I know.
It's so expensive.
I know. It's crazy. I see like other companies like Rhinestone Shirts now are totally making a comeback.
I know. It's just wild.
But now we're like, we're our parents that never wanted to wear stuff from the 60s again. When
I can't get into the baggy jeans. I did it in the 90s. And then after that, I was like, I'm gonna start wearing skinny jeans again. Like I'm wearing these are like as baggy as the pants as I'm wearing. Like, it doesn't get any
little chino
slims. That's it. Like that's in baggy. That is me slumming it.
This haircut's looking good, man.
I was gonna ask you, I just want to kind of give a little bit of texture in here.
I love it.
But I think we're good. I'm just gonna line you up.
I'm liking it.
We're getting the approval from the lady in the back. She likes it. Mikey, she likes. Your whole space is now really, I would say, is to be of service to others. That's it. Am I putting that? Am I summarizing that?
Yeah. The more I give, the more I receive, man. It's all about just shooting up for God and others. You keep shooting up for God and others until you realize there are no others. There's just you and God.
Okay.
And just then the God and others becomes just us, a we thing, which is oneness. I am my brother's keeper. I am you. You are me. We are all children of God. We're all the same, divine energy that animates your body is in light, right?
Yeah.
The same 2.63 trillion volts that rushes through your body rushes through mine.
You were trying to get a few more when you were a child.
I was trying.
I need more.
And we can't do anything to get more of that energy, and nothing can take that energy away. We come into this life with a breath, and we go out of this life exhaling. We come in inhaling and leave exhaling. So, we're all conscious due to the same breath. And so just this mentality and this leaning into these types of ideas have allowed me to just show up, man, to just show up for people, to be kind of divinely guided. I say, my title is a leaf in the wind to the whim of spirit. I just want to go where.
Did you make that up?
Yeah.
That's good.
Thank you. I just want to go where the spirit leads, man. I want to be where I'm supposed to be. I don't want to be where I think I need to be. I don't want to be where I think I want to be. I want to be where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, I get that.
And the only thing getting in the way of that is me and the version of me that existed, last week, last month, last year. So there's this daily rebirthing process. There's this daily acceptance and willingness to have a new experience with the day so that I can give permission to others, because when I'm showing up to rehabs, when I'm showing up to detoxes, these guys are in a pit of hell that's based on their past and based on an idea of what the future could never look like for them, because all they know is what they know. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah, how am I going to build a better tomorrow when this is the shit bricks I got? It's going to look the same every time. I'm trying to build a new house out of the same pile of bricks. It's like if you tear down a house that's got wood rot, it's got, moldy old pipes and its plumbing doesn't work and it's got termites and and you tear it down and say, okay, you have to rebuild with the same material. Like, what? It's still going to have termites. It's still going to have, those pipes are still not going to work. Yeah. So how do we go and build a new life when all we know is what we know? So, trying to live in this really, humbly expectant way. Like I humbly expect things to be different, and because I'm able to really step into the unknown in that way, I've helped give other people permission to, because addicts are just dying of how they think it's going to go. Yeah. And how they think it's going to go is based on how it's always gone.
It's so funny. I was having a conversation with somebody that I always have this belief that failure is familiar. And that the scariest thing is actually succeeding because it's the unknown.
Unknown, exactly right. Yeah. I have two sayings for that. Most people would rather brace for impact than embrace the mystery. Yeah. Yeah. And the human nervous system, this is like a neuroscience statement. Yeah. The human nervous system will always choose a familiar hell over an unfamiliar heaven. Yeah. No. And that's the same thing. What you just said. Say it again.
Failure is familiar. Right. And that, what did I say? Failure.
Most people choose
failure because succeeding is scary because it's unknown. It's unknown.
Most people choose failure because it's familiar. Yeah. And succeeding
is unknown.
Is unknown. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's one of those things that who was it? I had a client years ago. He goes, you think about it. The reason most people don't succeed is because they don't know what it feels like.
Right.
He goes, so that's why he was talking about, like, if you are able to, with a child, set goals and have them meet those goals, and you give them points, and they feel what it's like to have this accomplishment of, I know what it's like
feels like, and
succeed,
I
like it.
Yeah.
Then they're able to now self-navigate because they have this internal emotion. Like, they're able to relate this one experience with this other emotion.
Yeah.
But never think
Everything's
of,
connected.
I'm on the right path.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why, like what was it? It's one of those things where, like, I don't want to choose failure. Yeah. I want to choose the unknown. Because the unknown is what I haven't done.
It's going to be scary.
It's going to be scary.
Another way to say it is, we get to choose our hard, because not succeeding is hard. Being stuck is hard. It's a pain in the ass.
Everything
to beat a dead horse, right?
Yeah.
But also tackling this new endeavor will be hard. And which one do you want? So the other way to say it is, the pain of discipline pales in comparison to the pain of regret. Yeah. So would you rather be in the pain of discipline, going through the motions, taking the action, getting up extra early, whatever, pulling that extra hour, than wishing, what if I would have just committed all the way? Well, if I would have rolled the dice, if I would have invested in that thing, you'll never know.
Yeah. Do you want to live a life of woulda, coulda, shoulda? And, there are a lot of people who live that whole life. I remember somebody said, don't ever take advice from people you wouldn't want to trade lives with. Oh, like that was another one. Like, oh, you're going to take money advice from somebody who is always in debt. Yeah. They're always overdrawing their account. Right. They've actually never invested. You're going to listen to that person.
No way.
You're going to listen to the person who constantly is stepping out of the relationship on advice of how to be. Right. You look at.
You're going to have a dentist do your teeth that has no teeth, or like one round two. Like
I would say it's the overweight, out of shape personal trainer. Right. You don't pick that person. You pick someone who looks like you. A gentleman whose abs have their own abs. Like
sometimes.
Yeah, most of the time, all the time. Like it's that whole thing. Like, would you want to trade that advice for the person who's giving it to you? Right. And so when clients give you unsolicited advice daily, you have to go, who's telling me this? Mm-hmm. Is this somebody I would go, yeah, you know what? Yeah. Right. Like I actually would take that advice. Yeah. Like any of these things that we've talked about, like I'm going to take that to heart more than somebody who's been like, what is it? Sunday afternoon, like quarterback, arm couch, whatever that phrase is. Right. Like you were never in it. You had no skin in the game. Yeah. So why am I listening to you? No, I rather listen to people who've lived the experiences, because like it not only does it mean more, but like you've gathered so much more experience and wisdom through something. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I remember I asked Victor, I'm like, am I alcoholic? He goes, what is it? Like, he goes, no. No. He's like, you're Nick Normal. I'm like, okay, that's what he said. And I was like, okay, I got it. Yeah. I got it. Okay, cool. Like like I always have to ask people these things. Like, I don't know what it's like to be on that side. Mm-hmm. I've always worried about losing control. Yeah, he's a great resource. We got to send him a picture, make sure. Oh yeah, I will. Yeah. let me get on my little buzzers. Okay. Buzz me up, baby. You like it, Chooch?
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, but and then I saw that you would get your haircut by my buddy Andrew. Yeah. He's I've known him before he got licensed as a hairdresser.
We love him, man.
Andrew, yeah. Andrew's great. Him and
he's such a sweetheart.
Him and his family in July, they were in Austin.
Oh, nice.
Came over, yeah. Our kids
he moved to Tennessee now. Yeah.
And so him and his wife came over with the kids. Our kids were playing together and made pizzas. Like I taught him how to blow dry hair when he was in cosmetology school. That's so cool. In his bedroom. Like we've known each other for 20 something years. Uh-huh. And when I saw the photo of him, I was like, oh, I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm like, Andrew's like such a good person.
He helped me figure out when my hair was like thin and weird, like his patchy. Yeah. He like really just cut around my head. Like
he's good.
I wasn't like hey, I want this haircut, I want that haircut. He's like, I'm gonna let your hair talk to me. Let's see what your hair wants me to do.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I had a cool little grown out, little wavy kind of, philosophy, like Greek statue hair for a minute. It was cool.
Yeah, no, he's a cool guy. It was so funny because, he doesn't do long hair.
Yeah.
So when they were over, his wife was talking about, Allie was talking about how she hasn't had a haircut. And I was like, I'll cut your hair. She's like, really? Like right now? I'm like, yeah. Like, let's cut. She's like, and Andrew was like, oh, thank goodness she's finally getting a haircut. She's like, I've not gotten a haircut. I've like been self-cutting. And I was like, yeah, like gladly. Like, let's totally do it. Yeah.
I have yet to meet her, but
She's cool.
I've seen pictures of the kids and his property.
Yeah, he's having a great time. He's having a great time. He's just like good, solid people. And that's the thing, like him and I find that like the more you find your people, your people have found each other's people.
Yeah.
And sometimes you realize you're all the same people. Like, Andrew, and like I've known Andrew. Like it's like I feel like everybody eventually.
Yes. Yeah.
Somebody asked me like what kind of clientele I have, and I said I have a clientele that if I invited everybody to a party, half of them probably know each other through a friend,
right?
And if they don't, they will leave
being friends. Yeah.
Because it's not a haircut; it's a personality. Like I want people who are real and cool. That's like what matters.
Yeah, we vibe out, man.
So you're doing these retreats in Costa Rica.
Yeah,
why is Costa Rica the go-to spot for it? Why is it?
Fine. For me, it would just kind of happen. I kind of just put it out to the universe that after 4 years of working in rehabs and detox units, and which I love, that I feel like there's somewhere beautiful and tropical that I'm supposed to be doing what I do.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, just short time later, I got a phone call asking if I'd be willing to lead breathwork on a retreat in Costa Rica. And I was like, paid vacation, you count me in. Showed up in Costa Rica. I knew nothing about the retreat center. I knew nothing about the owner of the retreat center. Yeah. And I just showed up and I met my, now dear friend, Terry Bowman, who is a former pro fighter. He created that show, The Human Weapon, which was an amazing show I used to watch about two guys that traveled around the world training with the greatest martial arts in different countries, like miracle workers, like guys that can blow candles out from across the room with a punch, like really cool stuff. He
glass airbender.
Yeah, for that the show was about that, going and discovering benders.
Wow.
Element benders. And so anyway,
not the benders you may have been familiar with.
Right, exactly.
Got it.
I met him, fell in love with him. He's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, double black belt in Krav Maga. He's from Tennessee. He's just this big sweetheart. We hit it off. He did breath work for the first time with me, which is something that I've been doing for like 10 years. Really transformational, breathing practices to heal, to, astral project, remote view, release stored trauma in the body. And he said, listen, in a month, I was going to start this men's retreat thing. Do you want to do it with me? It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I'll be here. Jiu-jitsu, surfing, fried bananas and, bomb coffee and monkeys in the trees and toucans and all the, heck yeah. So anyway, we started it and it was fun. It was successful. It was a little more, studly, I guess you could say. Although we did some very spiritual practices. And a few months in, a gentleman joined us named Aaron. And he was really powerful, dude. He just had this ability to bring stuff out in people just by being a good listener. He just had this magnetic pull that he got people doing things they didn't know they were capable of and saying things they never said in front of anybody, in front of a whole group of people, and just brought a very grounding sense, safe sense to the group. And so we asked Aaron to join the team. So now we're a team of 3 and we do them every 3 months. It's Costa Rica because that's where Terry bought a retreat center, beautiful with pool and chefs and maids and surfboards and everything you need. Pick you up from the airport in a van, bring you there.
Yeah.
And it's a gorgeous place and an experience that no man should go without having at least once.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one of my neighbors. He does like these retreat things and like men's gatherings, but he incorporates psilocybin mushroom rituals.
Yeah.
And I'm like, interesting. That seems to be a common reoccurring thing.
Yeah.
How does that work in sobriety? Is mushrooms considered one of the sobriety, not sobriety?
There's different. For me, there's really. There's a thing called Austin sober, where it's like you don't drink, you don't do blow, but you like go to ayahuasca sometimes and do
like California sober.
California sober is
you just
like
smoke pot.
Exactly. So there's Austin sober, California sober, and to each his own, right? There's some people who can go out and dabble and not be drawn into doing other stuff. And there's some people that definitely, as soon as they touch anything,
they're gone.
They're going to go off the wall,
Yeah.
And that's a journey each person has to find for himself. The majority of people need a complete abstinence.
Yeah, I would think that would probably be the easiest.
Right. And if you're one of the few and far between, just know that you're rolling the dice. That you might have a needle sticking out of your arm in a week, and your mom might be getting a call from the cops that you're dead. Like, are you willing to risk it for a trip?
Not to mention, depending on what kind of breath work you have, you can have those same.
That's why we don't do plant medicine on our retreat, because people that come say verbatim, I have had more spiritual breakthrough, more self-empowerment, more clarity, visitation from deceased relatives, realizations than any plant medicine ceremony I've ever done from this breath work.
That's what Dr. Richard Blake told me.
Yeah.
He said, he's like, people have had these, not coming to God, but having conversations with deities and gods and visiting their ancestors. And I'm like, man, I need to do one of those things. Like, that's what I want to know. And is there any like breath work that can help rewire my neuroplasticity to like
all of it? Does.
Yeah, like
any of it does.
Oh, dude, that sounds cool.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
It's really, really cool.
Well, I think I got most of my questions asked that I've been wanting to ask you. So we covered childhood, we covered childhood acting, Illuminati, adrenochrome, fentanyl.
New World Order, Knights Templar.
We haven't gotten there. You know, I'm a big conspiracy guy, right?
I went there for a while.
No. I love conspiracy theories.
Yeah, me too.
The way sports addicts know about every sport and every athlete. They're like, oh no, that athlete had this and that. Like that's the why people like they're like, so what am I? Try me. And like I've had some people like try to stump me on conspiracy theories. Yeah. And I'm like, look, man, I just didn't get this. I was raised on X-Files. Yeah. I've read all the fucking books.
Dude, we got to come up with a word for that. So it's like pop culture, right? Yeah. Everybody wants like pop culture quizzes and stuff. What is it? Conspirative culture?
Conspirative culture. What I want to do? You know what I want to do? I want to do a trivia night of conspiracy theories.
Yeah, conspiracy trivia.
That's trivia.
So cool.
That would be so fun. I bet you.
Do you know about Justice von Liebig?
Justice von Liebig?
Okay, now. Justice von Liebig.
Okay, I'll look at that one.
That one will get you on a wormhole.
Okay.
Oh my
all right.
gosh.
I have no idea what it is, but all right.
Justice von Liebig.
Okay.
He discovered NPK, which is the soil, the inorganic compound fertilizer that we use today since he discovered it in Germany.
Okay.
And that should say enough.
I can only imagine. It's like a lot of that stuff, the fertilizer that we have, and like the reason we have fluoride is because, and also like canola oil are all left over byproducts of World War II. Canola oil was an engine lubricant, and they just like clarified it more, added more hexene, and next thing you know, now
Hitler invented margarine.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I thought I heard something about that. I know that Hugo Boss designed the Nazi uniforms.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. So like, yeah. And then people were like, I remember somebody was like,
I don't wear Hugo Boss.
Yeah. And I'm like, they're like, oh, fuck this. I'm like, you're wearing a Hugo Boss. Like you have to like maybe rethink your purchasing on this one. But yeah, it was, there's a lot of like those weird trivia things, but like fluoride and all that was all left over remnants of World War II, and they just tried to figure out what it was. The
gas chambers weren't, they thought they were killing people in gas chambers. They were putting fluoride in there because it's such a neurosedative that nobody figured out they could fight back. So they would gas people with fluoride.
I've not heard that one.
There was 1,000 to 1. There were so many of them and only a few guards, and they never just tried to overthrow them.
They
couldn't think for themselves.
I do know that Nazis did use the fluoride because it makes you docile and it like lowers your T count. And
that's how they got it on them.
And men who have higher testosterone are less likely to go think. Yeah, no. I've gone down these rabbit holes on camera. We can go down more. I haven't used fluoride
toothpaste in 20 years.
Okay,
at least minimum. I got 3 filters on my shower at home. You know, I got so into it at one time that I was washing my dishes with lemon wedges. I was a completely biodynamically grown raw food vegan. Like if it didn't come from where the monkey's supposed to shit.
Yeah.
If it didn't come from that soil where that plant is from, I'm not eating it.
Yeah.
I went nuts. Like I went basically drug addict, but for conspiracy theory, get out of the matrix.
I get it.
And it drove me wild.
Dude, so imagine learning that at 14. That was me. I was like a teenager trying to figure out how do I get the fluoride out of my toothpaste? How do I get the aluminum out of my deodorant?
Yeah.
And by the way, did you know this other shit going on? The trilateral community, the Bilderberger? Like I was going off the rails before I could even drive.
But the more you knew, it didn't make you any better, it made you worse.
It did make you a little bit more paranoid. But I will say, I feel like I jokingly say, I will give you a conspiracy and you'll think I'm crazy. But give me about 15 years. And I'm probably going to be right.
Yes, it's true.
Because now these things are coming out that there isn't really like purpose for fluoride. There's a lot of other shit that I'm not going to get into.
That's so true, dude.
Like, there's a guy I now know from a podcast guest, but he's leading the cause that, sugar is the biggest cause of heart disease. It's not red meat.
Right. And
he was on, and I know this, I know him now, and he was on Joe Rogan. He talked about this. I remember reading that paper. Yeah. I asked my clients at that time, like around 2010, 2012, somewhere around there, have you heard of this paper? And they go, well, look, we know sugar can't be good for you. And now, since then, there's more people who live over 100 and they all have high cholesterol.
Yeah.
And they find that cholesterol controls all of your hormones, your cognitive abilities, all this shit, high fat, high cholesterol. And what have we been doing?
Lowering cholesterol.
Beta blocker.
Yeah.
And now we're wondering why we have a hormone issue and why we have low fertility, all this other shit. Yeah. And so...
and by the way, it's all in the water. Everybody's pissing out the medications.
So our filter that we have is to a point where like if there's a boil water notice, we don't have to boil water. Nice. Like our shit's...
Good for you.
It's a little doomsday prepper, but it works for us, But there's a whole thing like for every 8 ounces of milk that you drink a day, you're actually that much taller.
Yeah,
it's crazy. And we've been giving our kids a lot. Yeah. I mean, I've been drinking for 10 years. We started giving it to them, and you know what? They're
the basics, man.
Dude, we're it's like so simple. Like I tell people, like if it doesn't rot in 3 days, get it out of your house.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, like think about it. Like if the thing that you have can last longer than the bananas and blueberries.
Yeah.
Because blueberries and avocados, they may go wrong by the time you get home.
Yeah.
Short shelf life. But bananas is my thing. Like if it lasts longer than bananas, it doesn't belong in the house.
I like that.
That's a simple thing.
Wise, unless you turn in your milk into your own kefir at home.
Well,
I was an apologist. Kefir.
Kefir, kefir, tomato. Yeah, I don't care. Hey, man, thank you for doing this.
Look at that, man. Look at sharp.
It's nice. It's a little fadeish, but not so fade.
Right. And that'll be gone tomorrow.
Can I tell you why?
It'll grow back so fast.
It will grow back. But I wanted to give you something that I think shaped your head.
Thank you.
Because it was getting a little round through here. And if you take your beard and you do something like this, or if you want to let it grow, it will allow it to grow in a ratio. Do you know that the forehead to height ratio? So you take your forehead, and like that's actually the height that you should have.
Oh, I didn't know
there.
that.
Yeah, if you look at almost every photo where they have spiky hair.
Yeah, no wonder guys with big foreheads try to put their hair up high.
And think about Conan O'Brien, big forehead, big quiff.
Yeah, makes it work.
David Beckham. If you look at any of these photos and you measure that, it's almost equal. So when you have like,
I was watching who's that actor? Fuck, he was on.
I don't know.
Peacemaker. He's in so much stuff right now.
John Cena? Cena? John Cena?
Not John Cena.
No, I don't know.
But yes, he is in Peacemaker.
Okay.
But it's the guy that's his boss for Argus.
I've never seen it, so I don't know.
Okay.
But he has big hair?
Very tall hair, but he also has a really high forehead.
Yeah. There's something
And I was
about
wondering,
that.
why does he do his hair so high?
Well, sometimes it's a little peacocking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he has a big forehead, so it's offsetting the big forehead.
Yeah.
So I got to grow it out then on time?
No, you could. I'm just saying, if you wanted to, like that would be the ratio.
Mm-hmm.
Might look good. And
Well,
then
my forehead's...
big forehead, and then you have big heads.
Yeah.
Like this would fit. Dude.
Swimming in this thing. I look like a cancer patient.
Yeah. Like it's like that.
Yeah.
All right. We're out. We're done. Later.